with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run.
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham. Alongside Luke Robinson, we'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. We are wrapping up SEC Media Days last week. That is behind us now. The media has predicted the order of finish. They have chosen their all-SEC teams. We'll look at some of those tonight. I went ahead and looked, and I asked Grok to predict the SEC. This goes to show you. They talk about how great Grok is. He's so sophisticated. Yada yada yada. Calculations are immeasurable. All this different. He predicted Mississippi State to go 3-10. He said that Alabama had a good chance to go 10-3 because Jalen Milroe was a really good quarterback. So let's slow down on this AI thing.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll look at some of his predictions and see how they differ. We will continue our SEC preview tonight. Take a look at the Oklahoma Sooners and the Georgia Bulldogs. I got two good guests coming up. We'll hopefully be able to connect with them, and they can provide some actual analysis on these two teams. That should be a lot of fun.
Ironically, Georgia and Oklahoma had scheduled a home-and-home series before it was announced that Oklahoma and Texas would join the SEC.
That is
so they had to cancel it, and then they don't play in the first series. It's Georgia-Texas. So
that is true. So we'll talk about these things much more. Auburn actually landed a recruit, so something new to actually talk about from the local area, probably of interest to a lot of people from Wadley. But
I've seen him play. I called his game last year in the state championship. Really good player. He is. It's sort of hard to rank him in this sense. He's so much bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody else in 1A. It's like it was a man among boys, but I'm going to be interested to see when he gets into some of these all-star games how he does. I think he'll do well. I think he's a really good player. I was impressed. He had like 5 touchdowns, I think, in the state championship game. Obviously, the MVP. He was just dominant. But again, it was so.
He was tailback. I mean, he was
tailback.
He's 6'4" and 220 pounds.
I mean, they had no shot to tackle him.
No.
And again,
but if you're that big and you're that athletic that you can play literally any position on the field.
Yeah. So I mean, again, we've seen some kids from 1A do well in the past. I don't know why he won't. But
Derrick Henry was a low.
Derrick Henry played in the a very low classification squad in Florida, and of course it turned out pretty well for him. So, again, we're not going to go down this rabbit hole. Now we've got actual things to talk about. It's for talking season next time.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody. I think if you said who's the best running back of all time, high school, college, and pro, I don't know how you could dispute it's not Derrick Henry. He's the all-time lead rusher in in high school football history. He has the single-season record in SEC history, single-season touchdown record. Won the Heisman, won a national championship, was the MVP, goes to the NFL. Now, he hadn't won a Super Bowl. That's the lone thing. But
he's certainly the most decorated.
There ain't any question about it.
There's actually, legitimate proof. You can't deny the documents.
Yeah. It's going to be a shame if he doesn't win a Super Bowl. I'm hoping. I don't know what it is with Baltimore that they can't get over the top. They got over the top without a quarterback one time. How can they not get over the top? And they got over the top with Joe Flacco, who I guess was
Trent
good.
Dilfer might disagree with you, but
Look, everybody says that's the one Super Bowl that was won without a quarterback.
well, they did have one of the best defenses of all time.
They did.
So,
But
that
regardless,
tends to help.
I mean, I think everybody's pulling for Lamar
And
Jackson
they
to
ran a
get one
kickoff
too.
back for a touchdown.
And what?
And they ran a kickoff back for a touchdown.
Yeah. But
During
anyway,
the game. But yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I think Jaquez Wilkes has a chance to be very good. I mean, again, it is probably not going to be something where he's an immediate contributor simply because my guess is the weight program, the training, et cetera, is just not the same. And what's unique about him is a lot of times nowadays it feels like if you're that dominant in 1A, somebody's gonna scoop you up and get you to transfer high schools. You know, I'm sort of glad he stayed there. I don't care that it's like, you know, he's fishing with dynamite. I don't care. I think it's cool. I think it's great for Wadley. I think that's how high school sports should be. Like occasionally you just get a dude who comes through and
apparently they've got a guy on the defensive line now that's, you know, at Wadley who's like already he's a freshman, I think, and he's already 6'5" and 300. Right? So I mean, you know, apparently they do something. Maybe there's something in the water in Wadley. But
well, I mean, but it's only in the water every so often. They had Terrell Zachary.
Yeah, true.
And then they have, you know, they probably have had some guys go into college since then. I just don't remember any names. But then Jaquez Wilkes, obviously, and maybe this guy's coming along too. But
well, I appreciate I appreciate the analysis, but to be perfectly honest, it's irrelevant what he does in his college career. Just the simple fact that he's a top 100 player that actually chose Auburn after the summer that they had on the recruiting trail. So, I mean, that in itself for all Auburn fans is like, okay, well, maybe this is something we can get behind, and maybe it can, you know, lead to some other ones here in the next couple of weeks because they're actually in on some decent recruits over the next, I think, 25, 30 days. So, we'll see.
It's this new way of recruiting and committing so early. It's great for somebody like me who loves recruiting. I love keeping up with it. I know you're not the biggest fan of it, but it certainly has made like the week of 4th of July so much more interesting. It used to be that was just like
because there's nothing going on.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm such a football and recruiting guy now. Like I'm not worried. It's so hot. I'm going to tell. By the way, I meant to tell you
Luke
this.
said, "Screw America."
Yes.
Just for the record.
You know, I'm so busy burning flags.
Yeah.
But no. You're a maniac if you like this weather. What we're dealing with right now. This is horrific.
There's something wrong with you. I agree.
This is wrong.
And that's me.
This isn't right. Al Gore was on to something. I don't know what to do about it. This is excruciating.
And imagine if the world wasn't actually cooling. I mean, come on.
I know. I'm with you. Look, I don't know about all the climate change. I'm not getting into any of that. I'm just saying it's so hot, and maybe it's just me getting older.
It's literally like 91. You people keep complaining.
No, but
like
it's not. It's no. Stop.
Look, no,
stop. Full stop.
No, it has always been humid. It has always been 91 in July.
Maybe I'm getting
Alabama.
older. Maybe I'm getting. It's not a maybe. I am getting older. But I was in Salt Lake City last week. Mm-hmm. We were doing some work for Robinson Iron. It was 97 there, and it was hot, but extraordinarily bearable. This 91 crap. Keep it to yourself. I drove today from Athens, Georgia, to Ellick City, then to Montgomery and back. Okay, and I was in the truck several times. It was 97, and it's 97, and
that's what
so
your car
humid.
says.
It's so humid.
Your car always
I trust a car with a
exaggerates.
thermometer versus you with nothing.
I trust.
You're over here doing this.
I trust Jim Spann.
Okay, yeah, James Spann to you, sir.
Hey, he's Jimmy. Thank you.
Anyway, it's so hot. It's
my
just
uncle.
not.
You didn't know that?
Like you can't get cool.
I agree, but again, it has been like this every single summer of my 50 years on this earth.
No. It felt different. And again, maybe it's just my
Do
getting
you not
older.
remember, like, people forget, like, okay, I think it was maybe 2015-ish that we had, like, 100, like, every day in August. On into September, there were days where it reached 100. And, I mean, like, I get it. I know we like to complain about the heat. But if you don't like it, why are you living it?
Well, because, I mean, it's still pretty awesome. I mean, where else am I going to go?
That's true. I get it. It's hot. It's humid. It can be miserable, especially. But see, for somebody I don't sweat. Like I'm a medical marvel in that way. So it doesn't. I don't go out like everybody. I go out in 5 minutes and I'm soaked. Well, I can see how that would not be pleasant.
I had to move some things from my mother-in-law.
Now I'll die of a heat stroke, but still.
Like in Auburn on Saturday, and it was so god awful. I mean, she has a campsite because her husband passed away 6 months ago, and so we're moving all the stuff from their tailgating site. They're Auburn fans, and so I was helping them move, and it was so excruciating. It was just like going from their little cabin thing to the car, and you're just dripping with sweat. And then all of a sudden, a summer storm will come up, and it lasts 38 seconds. And you're like, oh, that feels so good. And then when it stops, it's just like the whole ground says, you thought hot heat was coming down. No, it's coming straight up into your nostrils.
It's a sauna.
It's incredible.
I mean, literally. But the earth becomes a sauna. But, yeah, I kind of enjoy it, actually.
I know. That's why you need professional help. You need a team.
This is true. Okay, well, we're always available if you'd like to give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. Or if you got any questions, 256-234-6221 is our number here. Again, we got some great guests coming up, and we'll begin our preview in a couple of segments. But, again, we'll go over who the media predicted to win the SEC, where they got it right, where they got it wrong. We'll tell you when we come back right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Castelluccio Fine Italian Dining in downtown Alexander City is rapidly becoming the region's standard for Italian cuisine, as well as hand-cut filet mignon, fresh Gulf seafood, and the area's best Italian import wine selection. We offer true old-world charm with unmatched hospitality. Like Castelluccio Fine Dining on Facebook to keep up with daily lunch and dinner specials. Also new, we offer catering for your family and small business, so call and order. Castelluccio, downtown Alexander City, where the only thing that rivals the flavor is the dining experience.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, That gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
4 days, multiple venues, non-stop entertainment from Nashville's top music makers. The Lake Martin Songwriters Festival is back, July 24th through the 27th. Visit LakeMartinSongwritersFestival.com for details. 3 of Alabama's own, one unforgettable night. Country music star Drake White takes the stage with special guests Adam Hood and Charlie Argo. Live at the Amp, July 26th. Brought to you by the Lake Martin Songwriters Festival. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock tonight. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, and apparently you need a lot of cooling needs, give Kevin Kill and his crew a call. They'll be glad to help you out. Very professional and experts at what they do. 256-825-4849.
For your heating
Sunshine
needs, open the window.
This is true. Okay, the media predicts the order of finish for the SEC. Not a shock. They picked Texas and Georgia fairly significantly. You know, they are the two going to. I think everybody kind of saw that coming.
Yeah,
I think most people will predict that.
The only thing I hate about it is it has given some fodder to those who say, oh, it took Texas 2 years to come in and dominate the SEC. Well, dominate the SEC, I mean, they lost the SEC title game, and they lost to Georgia twice, once at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they have one of the more, what's the word? Not easy, but I would say, yeah, one of the more beneficial SEC schedules you've seen in quite a while. So
it's really hard to have a better schedule than they have.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So, okay, Alabama comes in third. LSU, a close fourth here. Is that correct?
Boy, see, I feel like Clemson's going to win that first game. And when that happens, what's going to happen with LSU? Okay, I think LSU's got a great team. I love Garrett Nussmeier. A little shocked that Garrett Nussmeier wasn't first team All-SEC. But their schedule is difficult. I mean, they do travel to Oklahoma. They travel to Alabama. They travel to Clemson, as I mentioned. They got South Kakalaki at home. That's not going to be super easy. That's
who does have the first team All-SEC.
Yeah, I know. That may make it tough for South Carolina. I don't know. They travel to Vanderbilt. We all know that's sort of a pitfall. They have Florida on the schedule. That's not going to be easy. I'm not sold on LSU 100%, even though I love their quarterback. I guess what worries me is their offensive line. And I do think they have some great receivers. They got Barry and Brown. They got Nick Anderson. Both those guys transferred in from Kentucky and Oklahoma, respectively. And they got Aaron Anderson, who transferred from Alabama. He hadn't really been great until last year. He sort of turned it on the second half of the year, I feel like. I don't know. LSU, it feels to me like it's not going to be that foursome at the top. That's the easy way to predict it. But see, LSU plays Alabama. Now they avoid the other two, but the rest of their schedule is pretty difficult. Texas only plays Georgia. I feel like Texas winning it is really easy to predict because of the schedule. But then Georgia has Alabama. Georgia has Texas. Georgia's got Ole Miss in there. I mean, I just feel like there's some pitfalls. Alabama's got a difficult schedule, as we know. So it's not going to shock me to see somebody else that maybe has an easier schedule. Somebody like a Missouri. Their schedule is super easy. They have no away games until Game 7, and that's at Auburn, and I'm not sure if that may even be after a bye. I mean, it's crazy, their schedule.
I usually go, and I did this, I did a column, and so I started looking at schedules, and I started making, I'll do a order of finish for the paper, and I started looking at it, and usually I'm pretty conservative. And speaking of a team that people think is pretty good, but I looked at their schedule and I thought, this team could go 11-1. Or this team, at worst they could go 10-2. I think they could go 11-1.
Oh God.
Ole Miss.
Yeah,
and I now Austin Simmons, he may be terrible. And it may blow up. And they lost to Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
They always find a way. But they beat Georgia last year as well. I think this could be the year. So I think you might be able to bump Georgia down a few notches. And I think you might bump Ole Miss up a few notches.
I'm fair. I think that's fair. And I think that, Ole Miss, they do go to Georgia. But they welcome LSU. I mean, they went to LSU last year and lost. They also bring in Florida. They went to Florida last year and lost. So I think those are their 3 toughest games, and only one of them being on the road. This feels like Lane Kiffin's moment to shine. Now, I can tell you this: the Locked On Ole Miss guy is super high on Austin Simmons. I mean, like ecstatic about him, and
because of one drive. Or because
he's got some sources. He gets to go to practice. He does all blah, blah, blah.
Man,
everybody's excited about their quarterbacks right now. I mean, Alabama fans fired up by Ty Simpson. Auburn fans fired up about Jackson Arnold. I mean, whereas I think if you wanted me to make an argument against both of them, it'd be just as easy. So Austin Simmons, we probably know the least about of those 3 I just mentioned.
Yeah.
But I know that he's high on him. And I know that, again, you got Lane Kiffin, he's done pretty well with Ole Miss. So with their schedule, I think they have a golden opportunity to make a move. This would be one of those times where, wouldn't it kind of be something? It'd be kind of cool if it were Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss against Arch Manning in Texas. That's a cool SEC title game. Now,
that would be historic.
It would be historic, and it would have a lot of subplots and et cetera. But, you go back to look at some of these predictions about where people finish, and some of them, I'm going to tell you something. The people who, if you really think Oklahoma is going to win the SEC, there are 3 people who voted them number 1.
They don't believe they're going to win the SEC.
See, and 2 people voted Vandy. 2 people voted Florida. I could almost buy it, except Florida's schedule is so Herculean. I mean, it's just crazy. Tennessee, they don't – how do you have Tennessee 1? And then Ole Miss 1, I kind of get it. And then Auburn 1, unless Jim Hardy was voting. I'm like, I don't know how in the world –
Brett was in Atlanta.
He was in Atlanta. He could have done that. But, again, I just – like, if you're going to vote – there are 2 people who voted Vandy to finish first in the SEC. If you're going to – Vandy goes to Texas, to Bama. They got LSU at home. That's just not happening. So they got Tennessee on the road. They got South Carolina on the road. If you're voting Vandy number 1, you don't need to have a vote. There's no way you're taking this seriously.
Don't we have this conversation every year? Well,
I look at it like this. We had a big thing about it on this group chat. There were some people that were like, well, just let them do what they want. It's not that serious. I was like, but it is that serious. That's the whole thing, is that we are super passionate about all this. So when you sort of dismiss it as it's not that serious, that takes the edge off what we do here every Tuesday, what you do every lunch day just about with Auburn Blitz, what I do with Locked On Bama, what we do with the HSA Radio Network. We can't come up here on one hand and say – and just spend 10 minutes talking about Jaquez Wilkes, a 1A player who's not even a senior yet at Wadley, and talk about how big a deal it is for Auburn to get this guy. We can't do that on one hand, and then on the other hand say, it's not that serious. I don't feel like that's the way you pick one. And, football is certainly not life or death. But there are a million things that aren't life and death that we still talk about all the time. So, you and I spend a lot of time talking about the weather. I guess that can be life or death on occasion, but the heat right now isn't so much life or death. It's just a major inconvenience. So I just don't like when people get up there and just act like, hey, I'll just, it'd be hilarious if I do. It's sort of like going to the presidential election. You know, Eddie Murphy had a great bit about this when this was back in the 80s, and he was like, I don't even know if I need to go into it. I don't know if I feel like I'm going down a slippery slope. Go check out Eddie Murphy Raw, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you
be advised,
it has language.
Parental guidance suggested.
Yeah, even Hunter Biden would blush at some of the Eddie Murphy Raw stuff. But so it's like going to a presidential election and you say, you know what, I'm going to vote for Bozo the Clown. I mean, I'm going to write him in. I'm going to write in Nick Saban. He's not even running. I'm going to write in, Hugh Freeze. I'm going to do – give me a break. I mean, take something seriously. And you can say, well, my vote doesn't matter. It's not that serious. Texas still won overwhelmingly. But it just discredits the whole industry to me.
Have you ever voted in this thing?
Yes.
I voted twice in this thing. And I took I didn't know a lot of the offensive linemen.
Yeah.
That they give you a list of guys on here, and it's a lot. It's a long. I mean, you pick which guy. Okay, I think this guy figures this, and they give you the teams. You say, this person first place, yada yada yada, all the way down. I took it serious. Both times I voted, it wasn't a joke. I didn't just put it down. I didn't do like I did in school. I mean, I took it serious. So I mean, I'm with you. If you're just there to goof off, or if you're there to just make a mockery of it, why are you there in the first place?
Let somebody else do it.
Yeah. So that's one of the big things. Back in somebody didn't vote Tim Tebow, first team All SEC. There was one coach that didn't do it that year, and then lo and behold, here comes Steve Spurrier. It was me. Yeah. I did it. Why? I just pawned it off on my assistant and told him to vote. Yeah. And he thought, well, Tim's probably got enough. We need our another guy. Our guy at South Carolina to get it. Something, so.
Stupid.
But that's what happens when you don't take it serious. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Hopefully when we come back, we'll be joined by Tom Green from Sooners Illustrated to talk about the Oklahoma Sooners. More to come right after this.
Banner Building Summer Sale is happening right now. No money down, no payments for 90 days, plus 12 months with zero interest now through August 31st on all portable wood and aluminum sheds, carports, garages, and barns built on site or delivered during the summer sales event happening right now at Banner Buildings, 4011 Warm Springs Road in Columbus, or online at bannerbuildingsga.com. Better buildings, better prices, Banner Buildings of Columbus.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret, an affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552, 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We're going to go ahead and go to the phone line and welcome in our first guest tonight, Tom Green from Sooners Illustrated with the 24/7 Sports Network. Tom, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure, guys.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Oklahoma Sooners. Coming off a tough year last year, 6-7, 2-6 in the lead, but like every team in college football now, 1 year from the next, it's basically a new team with so much of the transfer portal and everything else. Obviously, in this part of the country, we know that Jackson Arnold is now the quarterback at Auburn University, was the quarterback last year. So, first of all, let's just talk about some of the similarities, some of the differences from Oklahoma last year to this year.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a disappointing first season in the SEC for them, going 6-7. Just the 2 wins were against Alabama and Auburn there. But they really struggled offensively. They had their worst offense in 26, 27 years. 1998 was the last time that they had an offense as bad as they did last season. And they basically just had wholesale changes on that side of the ball. They brought in Ben Arbuckle, a young hotshot offensive coordinator who spent the last couple of years at Washington State. Had the number 6 scoring offense there last year. They brought him in as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. And a couple weeks later, they brought in his quarterback too, John Mateer, from the transfer portal. And John Mateer was one of the most dynamic and productive quarterbacks in the country last year. Threw for over 3,100 yards and I think 29 touchdowns, averaged 9 yards per pass attempt. Had another 800-plus rushing yards and 15 touchdowns. I think for the regular season, he had more total touchdowns than any other player in the country. So he's incredibly productive, and he's incredibly familiar with Ben Arbuckle's system. This will be his 3rd year in that system, just his 2nd as a starter, though. There's a real comfort level there between those two. And Oklahoma's hoping that those two can kind of, reignite this offense and help turn things around. But those aren't the only changes. I mean, they had a lot of changes at the wide receiver room, because that's a position that last year was just ravaged by injuries. Their top 5 guys going into the season, had significant injuries and missed all or most of the season. So they overhauled that room. They brought in a big play running back from the transfer portal in Cal's Jaden Ott. I know Auburn fans are probably a little familiar with him from the last couple of years too, having played him. But yeah, just a lot of changes on the offensive side of the ball. While defensively, I mean, Brent Venables has been one of the best defensive minds in college football for the last 25 years. And, heading into year 4 now, he's really got this defense back to a respectable and, top tier almost spot from where it was when he took over 4 years ago. So they've got a good amount of continuity defensively, even though they're replacing some key guys that went to the NFL draft. But just a lot of familiar faces on that side of the ball, while offense is just a night and day difference right now.
Looking at Oklahoma's schedule, it sets up pretty well to begin with. You open up with Illinois State, then you welcome in a Michigan team that's certainly still a little bit in flux. For some reason, Oklahoma is traveling to Temple. I can't imagine why in the world that's happening. Then you welcome in an Auburn team that will be coming off a road trip to Texas A&M. I believe, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have a bye, and then Kent State, and then things really pick up. Texas and the Red River rivalry. You have at South Carolina, Ole Miss at home. That's going to be difficult. At Tennessee, a bye, and then at Alabama, Missouri, and LSU to finish up. Boy, I feel like Brent Venables really has to start off 5-0 to make this season work out.
Yeah, I mean, it's pertinent for them to get off to a hot start this season, really work out any of those offensive kinks early in the year. Like you said, opening against an FCS opponent, Illinois State. Week 3 is their road game, but again, it's at Temple, part of a 2-for-1 deal they've got with Temple there. Temple came to Norman last year, and I think comes back in a couple years for the return trip. But then, Week 2 against Michigan's a really interesting game. I think it's going to be a litmus test for this team. Michigan's obviously very stout defensively, but they're probably going to be starting a freshman quarterback on the road in Week 2 against a very good defense. So I'm curious to see how Oklahoma kind of fares in that game. But they need to get everything sorted out by that Auburn game in Week 4, because after that it doesn't get much easier. Obviously you have that Kent State game, and you have the bye week there after the Auburn game. But man, that back half of the schedule is absolutely brutal, and I think Oklahoma heads into the season with the toughest schedule in the country, according to ESPN. Similar to last year too, except now they got a Michigan team filling in that Power 4 non-conference game on the schedule. So they're going to be tested, and they definitely need to get off to a hot start because they can't afford another season like last year, 6-7. It was the second time in 3 years they went 6-7 since Brent Venables took over, and they need to win 8 or 9 games this season to kind of have a proof of concept that things can be turned around here at Oklahoma.
Okay, who would you rather have at quarterback this year if you had the opportunity? John Mateer or Arch Manning?
But I think Arch is supremely talented, and I think Texas probably has got more talent around him. I think Steve Sarkisian is one of the best play callers in the country. But when you factor in John Mateer's familiarity with Ben Arbuckle's system and a proven ability to produce in that system, I think I'll lean Mateer there. I think the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the SEC this year are all incredible. Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier and Lenore Sellers there at the top. Guys like DJ Lagway in there too. But I'll take John Mateer given the circumstances of being his 3rd year in Ben Arbuckle's system and having shown he can run that thing well.
Well, what was your opinion? I might as well ask. I'll let you go with this one, but everybody wanted to know Brent Venables, what his opinion was. Jackson Arnold, he certainly went out of his way to say, look, it wasn't his fault. I was not expecting that. That actually surprised me, to kind of reiterate everything that everybody else had said about Jackson Arnold. But what was your thoughts about Jackson Arnold?
Yeah, I think Jackson's a very talented player. I think he was in a really tough spot last year. Between the offensive line, I think they started 8 or 9 different combinations across the offensive line across the regular season. I think eight of them through the first 9 games. So it took a long time for them to sort things out, and they had a lot of protection issues up front, and it just wasn't up to the standard that Bill Bedenbaugh kind of expects from his offensive lines and has shown he can produce over the years. And then again, the injuries at wide receiver. I mean, he effectively played the season with half a healthy wide receiver and a bunch of freshmen. So it was a tough spot for him. I had a lot of respect for Jackson for how he handled everything after he got benched in that Tennessee game. It would have been very easy for a player like him to fold or preemptively enter the transfer portal, but he stuck it out, and he got his opportunity again in that South Carolina game and finished out the season in that starting role before deciding he just needed a fresh start. And look, I know Oklahoma wanted to keep him. I know Brent Venables tried to keep him, but I think ultimately it's a situation that I think is going to work out for everybody involved. I think Jackson's in a better position this year at Auburn with some of the weapons they got around him at wide receiver and that offensive line. And I think Oklahoma probably upgraded with John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle coming in to kind of revive that offense. So I think at the end of the season we're going to look at it and be like, yeah, this just made sense for everybody.
Well, Tom, we really appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much for all the great information. Wish you guys the best of luck, and maybe we can catch up a little bit later down the road.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. Tom Green from Sooners Illustrated with the 24/7 Sports Network. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Here comes more big rigs, loaded with new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,000 off, and enjoy no payments until September. Plug into the future with the exciting new GMC Sierra EV, now with a 36-month lease for just $799 a month. That's right, just $799 a month. Glenn Smith GMC, now celebrating 33 years. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care, open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Illinois Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hilleby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hilleby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control, with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thanks to Tom Green from Sooners Illustrated for being with us tonight. Just a point of clarification, the Oklahoma game will be Auburn's first SEC game. They'll be coming off a home game against South Alabama.
That's right. When I saw the date, I was thinking that may be right. But
yeah.
Regardless, that's going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah, that'll be huge. And it'll be
it's the big first SEC game for Oklahoma, too. And
obviously, there'll be a lot of built-in there's hype to that game.
And again, this is where the SEC got it right.
And if they're both undefeated, that'll certainly be
sure,
but a big deal.
This is where the SEC gets it right. Why they don't have Auburn playing Ole Miss, I still don't understand. It makes no sense.
Well, once you started this, I mean, yeah, you can't do it now, but yeah.
No, you can't, but I'm saying is they got this right. Now, meaning they also got it right in the sense that when they put it on the schedule. Like it's the first SEC game for Jackson Arnold back in his old stomping grounds. That is gold.
Yeah.
So
there was some forethought in that, no question. So, yeah, you were looking at their schedule. They get the road game, supposedly, the quote-unquote, to use as one of their road games, the Texas.
Yeah.
So that is in their benefit this year.
Yeah.
You get a well, I mean, they call it neutral site. It's in Dallas. I suppose that is neutral, but it's like that every year. But their road games, at South Carolina, at Tennessee, at Alabama, that could be easier.
Yeah, it could be easier. Certainly.
I think they're bye a little bit interesting. I wouldn't put that first bye in that position if I was Oklahoma.
Well, they don't have a choice in it.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. But that's why I say I wouldn't. I mean, if I had my druthers, that's not where I would have it. Right before Kent State. So, but I guess.
Well, another way to look at that is you get a bye
2 weeks,
and then you get essentially 3 weeks to prepare for Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's. Yeah, I guess that's true. But maybe Texas ought to beware because they lit up Oklahoma pretty good last year.
And I think it'd be a really another great storyline if it's Texas and Oklahoma and they're both undefeated. I know you don't as an Auburn fan, but I'm just saying.
I hope not.
I think that would be huge, and it would be huge for Venables because, again, the backside of this schedule is pretty tough. I mean, Texas is your road game in Dallas, and then you're at South Carolina the week after that. Certainly not going to be easy. Ole Miss right after that. Ole Miss beat you last year. At Tennessee, of course, you beat Tennessee last year, right? But so they're looking for some revenge. Then you got to bye. Then you're at Bama, who's obviously looking for revenge. You got a Missouri game at home that, again, if Missouri can win that one, even if they drop something like the Alabama game, I mean, the Missouri schedule is a cupcake. So they could be in the playoff talk at that time of year. And then at home against LSU. The backside of their schedule, I just wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
2 out of the last 3 years, they've gone 6-7 with Brent Venables. This is year 4.
Yeah.
Now, just, people, and you look at that and you might forget, the previous years before this, starting in 2015, 11 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, 12 wins, 12 wins, 9 wins, 11 wins. They had gotten used to winning. I mean, you had Bob Stoops clearly every year winning the Big 12. Then you get Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley's going to the playoffs every year, not winning it, but he's making it there every year. And then all of a sudden, you hire Brent Venables, and it's a lot to be desired. So, is this year? Is he on the? Who's on the hotter seat? He or Hugh Freeze?
I mean, I can tell you, just from locally, it feels like it's going to be Hugh Freeze. Okay. And especially given the Hugh Freeze and all the golf stuff, whether you think that's warranted or not for criticism, and the recruiting stuff. I mean, because let me say, I feel like, I don't know, Oklahoma, if I look at their schedule, I feel like they should start out 5-0. Now, I really believe that. If they don't, it's going to be a massive problem. Now, that said, if Auburn starts out with a loss to Baylor and then wins a couple of cupcakes and then loses at Oklahoma, loses at A&M, takes a bye and loses at Georgia, it's thanks for shopping.
Yeah.
I think the hot seats are equal. That's a cop-out.
Yes, it is. What if Oklahoma starts out 2-3?
I think it's Katie bar the door. Maybe he may not make it till the end of the season because if he starts out 2-3, I mean, there's no chance they're beating Texas.
No, I don't think there's much chance they beat Texas anyway.
So then they're 2-4, and you still got at South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Bama, at Missouri, and LSU.
Well, they'd be 3-3 if losing to Texas.
You said 2-3. They start out 2-3.
Yeah, and they beat Kent State and they lose to Texas.
Okay, right? Kent State would be part of the 2-3.
All right. I'm sorry. All right, I missed. I was thinking
you'd be 2-4 with the teams I just mentioned.
Correct.
Man, you're not making a bowl game.
Well, that's. I would probably it would get a lot worse. Yeah. Because like you said, the back half of their schedule is pretty loaded. So that Auburn game, probably the biggest game on the schedule right now.
It's pivotal for both teams, and that's why it's so brilliant for the SEC to have it then.
I think if you're Auburn, if you beat Baylor, you can survive a loss between Texas A&M and Oklahoma. You got to win one of them. They're both on the road, but you got to win one of them.
And they're back to back.
You can't lose both of them. So I think Auburn's in a better position than Oklahoma as far as that game.
Maybe. I'll say this. It's a monster for both teams. It just is. That's going to be must-watch TV. Now, I'm also assuming Oklahoma beats Michigan and Auburn beats Baylor. If both of them have already lost, it's still must-watch TV, but only for Alabama fans to hate watch and Auburn and Oklahoma fans. That's it.
Yeah. I would
if both teams are undefeated coming into it, it's like the story. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't have the other games in front of me for 9/20, but it could be like game day potential game.
I think that's probably true. All right, we got to take another break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Corey's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings. Come on, get on board. Corey's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Corey's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
4 days, multiple venues, non-stop entertainment from Nashville's top music makers. The Lake Martin Songwriters Festival is back, July 24th through the 27th. Visit LakeMartinSongwritersFestival.com for details. 3 of Alabama's own, one unforgettable night. Country music star Drake White takes the stage with special guests Adam Hood and Charlie Argo. Live at the Amp, July 26th. Brought to you by the Lake Martin Songwriters Festival. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Just one more segment in the first hour of tonight's program. Hopefully, in the next segment, we'll be joined by Jordan Hill from Dogs 24/7. We'll talk about the Georgia Dogs and see what he has to say. Again, they were predicted to play Texas for the SEC title, although the media believes that Texas will get the best of Georgia this year. That's a long. What do they? As Billy the Kid said, there's a lot of slip betwixt the cup and the lip. There's a long way to go. So we'll see. All right, going back to what the media predicted, the All SEC. Oh, you got something you want to read?
No, I wanted to read what you did during the break.
Oh, okay, go right ahead.
From Ross Dellinger. This is. Well, it's from 4:39 p.m. I don't know why we're so late on this.
Well, we're late on
I was going to
everything.
say this was breaking. It was breaking 3 hours
Breaking
ago.
to me, yeah.
It's breaking if you're in California. Attorneys have resolved a dispute over how the College Sports Commission handles NIL collectives. revising its approach to treat them like any other business, a major move that paves the way for continued collective operations. So just like, see, this is what's happened to college football. This is what's so bothersome to me. Everybody was losing their minds because we got to have expansion. And guess what? It took about 10 seconds for everybody to say, we hadn't expanded enough. And now you've got people like Danny Cannell who were beating the drum the loudest for expansion going, y'all, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, right? Because this is what we all said, the sane people said. This is dumb. You're killing college football. But again, it is what it is. I still love the sport. I'm still going to watch it. I'm worried about how I'll feel about it in the future. But what this is saying is we thought for a second we had a stranglehold on this. Just for a second.
No, I don't think a stranglehold.
A stranglehold's a bad word.
This is we thought for a second that there was going to be at least some, not a lot, some sort of regulation on just NIL. Forget the rest. Just NIL. There was going to be some sort of committee that was said, no. Now, over $600, this has got to be something legitimate. You can't. This can't just be anything for anything, pay for play, made up to look like cashing in on name, image, and likeness. Just some regulation. It took all of 22 days for them to say, yeah, never mind. We don't care. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do. The only way to cure it now is what I've been saying forever, and that is unions and collective bargaining and classify players as employees. We tried to avoid it for 75 years. Nobody wanted to be called an employee.
100 years.
Well, they didn't care back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably literally for like the last 30 or 40 years.
True.
But it's here. That's the only way to save college football. And that's going to make it what I hate for it to become. But there's no going. You can't go anywhere but
it's
forward.
done. It's so
We're like the guy that was climbing the rock and got his hand under the rock. You just got to cut the hand off.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. That's the only, I don't know, something
like
about.
something hours, 100 and
yeah, 48
hours.
or
not 48
72 hours or
yeah,
something, wasn't it?
Long time.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I might have to be there a little bit longer before I did something like that. But regardless, I mean, it's just, okay, I don't know what this means. I mean, and you said as an Auburn fan, you're like, well, this means Cohen and Hughes sort of, they better pivot quickly. They talked about pivoting.
Too much faith in the system.
I don't even know
if you put any faith in the system,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
too much.
And again, you almost say that like they're being like this out of the goodness of their heart. I think it's being as naive as you can possibly be. I don't think that you don't have to be. We've been sitting up here every Tuesday talking about how, okay, again, how's this going to work? Isn't the first time somebody goes, look, again,
127 hours.
Pick player X.
It's a little bit
127 still.
Yeah.
Pick player X. And let's pick a Zion Ely. Some people think he's the best player in the country this year. He's committed to Maryland. He's from Maryland. But let's say that Oklahoma comes around and goes, hey, Zion, we know it's not necessarily within the rules, but you know what we can do? We can guarantee you $5 million this year. I think he would tell Maryland to kick rocks, and then you'd go, well, that won't pass the clearinghouse. The clearinghouse would deny it, and then Zion Ely would say, I'm suing everybody. And then guess what they'd do? Fold like Superman on laundry day. I mean, there'd be no – stop it. I mean, you can't do – the market is what somebody will pay you. And again, it's the same with baseball cards, right? Like, I'm not paying $1 million for some Mickey Mantle card or whatever, but somebody will. Mm-hmm. Somebody will buy a Michael Jordan jersey from a playoff game in 1987. I'm not, but somebody will, and somebody will overpay for it because they're like, I got the money and that's what I want to do. And it's my money and I want to do it. And so it's again, the market is what somebody will pay. And yes, sometimes the market can be set because there's all kind of competition and whatever. But when Texas and Texas A&M have gazillions of dollars in donors and Washington State doesn't, I mean, it was already a mismatch to begin with when there were rules. Now it's just like a KO it's Mike Tyson's Michael Spinks. Like, Michael Spinks just laid down. You remember that fight? He didn't even take a punch. He just said, let me go and lay down. Yeah, he got $15 million. Back then, that was like,
that's true,
super money.
It's like 50 back then.
Yeah, but and I just remember that fight, like, he walked out there and he looked at Tyson and goes, let me just, he braced himself to lay down and just said, you got me. And not a bad strategy, I'll be honest with you. But
it's a bold strategy.
It's not even bold. I think it's brilliant. But again, this is, I don't know what we're doing here. And again, this will carry over into basketball, and it will carry over into everything. So, all of a sudden you think you had a handle on some things. I mean, again, we can talk about Auburn's naivete if you want to, but there's another side of it. Look at Alabama, for instance. I've been up here bragging like, hey, they're trying to work within the rules, so you get a guy that's a 3-star that you like a lot as a value pick. Well, now maybe you need to pivot and say, okay, I'm going to have more money to spend, so maybe I can go get a guy that I didn't think. But meanwhile, you've got to make sure you keep the guys, because probably here comes Auburn. Auburn should have saved some money. So maybe they can come around.
Auburn's got the trunk they're bringing with them now.
Maybe.
There's no maybe to it.
Somebody tell me.
They going to spend like a hooker in Vegas? I mean,
why would they spend? I think you got that wrong.
Well, drunk. I don't know.
But I just, tell me why this is good. I mean, again, if you're a player, of course, of course you think it's great. I mean, I get that, but
yeah.
And I guess technically it does have to clear a clearinghouse for now, but you talk about just a formality.
Spin like a sailor. That's what it was.
Oh, boy. What was there, like some hooker convention? Everybody was.
Well, she went all out, I guess. I don't know. All right, we got to take a break, and not a moment too soon. We'll be back. Hopefully, we'll be joined by Jordan Hill from Dogs 24/7 right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you for hour number 2. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We're going to go back to the phone line and welcome in our second guest, Mr. Jordan Hill with Dogs 24/7, covering the Georgia Bulldogs. Jordan, thank you so much for taking some time for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy catching back up with y'all and talking a little bit about the Dogs.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jordan's been with us now for about 4 years in a row, so we always appreciate him, and he does an outstanding job. For all of you out there looking for some Georgia information, Dogs 24/7, that's the place to go. Georgia picked by the media right below Texas, not a surprise. They are undoubtedly one of the most talented teams in the country, but I guess the biggest question is going to be at quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. I've said this all summer, Andy. I've told people that Georgia's made it easy for me kind of going through the summer, going through the preseason. The conversation's pretty straightforward. Is Gunnar Stockton up to the moment? Is Gunnar Stockton going to be good enough, and can he lead Georgia where they want him to take them? And, this is going to be the thing to watch, especially this first month of the season. You look at Gunnar Stockton, redshirt junior from Rayburn, Georgia, a guy that got his most action of his career last year, playing the second half and overtime of that SEC title game, and then getting his first career start against Notre Dame. So he's the person that we're all watching. And, from what we've heard to this point, I think he's done a very good job this offseason. I feel comfortable saying he'll be the starting quarterback. Ryan Puglisi, a redshirt freshman, has done what he could to push him and show what he's capable of, but it's going to be Gunner's show. And I think what should give Georgia fans optimism with him stepping in, replacing Carson Beck, is I think Georgia's done a very good job of surrounding him with talent. You go get Zachariah Branch from USC, you go get Texas A&M's Noah Thomas, who led Texas A&M in receiving last year. You got Nate Frazier back. You go get Josh McCray from Enterprise, an Illinois transfer. Get him to add to that backfield. I think they've done a very good job of surrounding Gunner with talent, and he needs that offensive line in front of him to block well and to be reliable. But I think Gunner's put in a position to succeed, and I'm not sure that he's going to play to an all-SEC caliber or to that level. But I think he's fully capable of stepping into this role, playing well, and putting Georgia in a position to contend for another national title.
All right, I'm going to pivot away from the season for just a second because some news has broken about another Georgia driving incident, this time just a commitment, but still, what in the world is happening, and is this particular kid going to still be a part of this recruiting class?
So we haven't heard anything yet from Georgia on Chase Calicut, who you're mentioning, was arrested earlier out in Houston, Texas, regarding an incident that had happened a few weeks ago. It's one of those things, it's always kind of hard to get good information from the university when it comes to a recruit, because it's a situation if we try to talk to Kirby Smart, any college coach is not allowed to talk about a specific recruit. But it's a situation where it's very serious allegations and the charges against him And it's a situation where I would be surprised if he winds up in Georgia's class. But Georgia hasn't said anything yet. I have to imagine they're not going to be in a hurry to comment on the situation. But like you said, it's a very serious situation, and the charges that are against Chase Calicut. And we don't know anything for sure. Like I said, I would be surprised if he winds up sticking in the class regarding the charges that are against him. But it's one of those things we just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And we probably won't have an absolute final answer. Probably not, for the next few months, if I had to guess.
All right, so Georgia's schedule, and the SEC is certainly difficult, but the most difficult games seem to be at home with Alabama, Texas, and Ole Miss. The one thing that's a little disappointing, I know they have the annual game with Georgia Tech. I certainly wish they had a non-conference game that was pretty blockbuster like some of these other SEC teams do. But what game do you feel like is the most important on Georgia's schedule?
Well, there's a couple that stand out. I mean, I would say if I had to pick just one, it's probably the home game against Alabama. And I think the biggest thing with that game is just the fact that, the narrative is out there that Georgia cannot beat Alabama. I mean, Kirby Smart's only beaten Alabama once. Now, that was a big game that wound up giving Georgia its first national championship in 41 years. But besides that, Kirby has never beaten Alabama, and you had last year where Georgia falls behind 4 touchdowns on the road. They do rally back, and they do wind up leading for about 13 seconds in the fourth quarter, and then Jalen Milroe hits Ryan Williams, and Alabama still winds up winning that game. So that's the one to me that, this is kind of the opportunity. If they can't beat Alabama this year, with Alabama also breaking in a new starting quarterback, with Alabama coming to Sanford Stadium, this will be the first time in 10 years that Alabama has played between the hedges. To me, this is one where, not only because of what it will mean for the conference, to me, it looks like the top 3 teams when it comes to the SEC are going to be Texas, Georgia, Alabama. Whoever wins that game in Sanford Stadium, that may go a long way in determining who winds up playing in the SEC title game. So I would point to that Alabama game, but there's a few other big ones. The Texas game is a little bit later in the year. I think that might be the second one in second week in November. And then the one that I'll also shout out, and I think a lot of folks listening to y'all's show would be happy to hear this, that game at Auburn. A night game at Jordan-Hare. Auburn has struggled against Georgia in recent years, but I see that as a grand opportunity for Auburn. Georgia has a few really notable road tests this year at Tennessee in the third week, but then this Auburn game too. This is a game where Gunnar Stockton's really going to be, pushed to the limit, and I think if Jordan-Hare is as loud as it can be, and if the crowd really gets into it, Georgia's going to be pushed for 4 quarters in that one.
Well, there was another piece of news that came across today that we were just kind of talking during the break and in the previous segment. The supposed clearinghouse for NIL deals that was going to be the kind of it was going to turn NIL into what it was initially, supposed to be, and anything over $600 is going to be under scrutiny, and it needed to be, up to whatever the, I guess was supposed to be the value of it. Essentially, it was going to prevent basically just straight out pay-for-play NIL. It took 22 days, and they say, well, yeah, forget that. Just let, the collectives be the collectives, and it's going to, NIL will be what it's been being. So what's your thoughts on this revelation and basically college football as it stands right now?
Yeah, I think the news today, it just shows you that we're still kind of in the wild, wild west when it comes to paying players. And, I thought it was going to be quite an endeavor for the clearinghouse, Deloitte, to be able to look at all these different NIL deals to say which one were legit, which weren't. And more bigger than anything was how exactly they were going to police and what exactly they were going to be able to do to these teams. And, I am disappointed to see this because, I think if they can get everybody on a clear playing field, you can make this where you have plenty of teams that can contend and can at least keep up to a certain extent. Again, the money that's being dedicated to revenue sharing and to the money there is significant. There's going to be teams that have more NIL opportunities for their players compared to others. But, yeah, I think the news from what we got today had to be music to the ears of a team like Texas. Probably Texas Tech, too, which has been making a lot of moves this offseason, Ohio State. I'm sure Georgia feels pretty good about what it can do as well on the NIL front. So, yeah, I was disappointed to see that. Not necessarily surprised, just because what exactly it's going to take to police just NIL deals alone. But I think there's a lot of college collectives that got the news today, and they're keeping their lights on and they're getting ready for a busy time because there's a lot of money out there that they want to get their athletes and prospective athletes, and I have no doubt the folks working there are going to make those deals happen and make sure their team has plenty of guys getting the money they feel they're owed.
Yeah, even though going to Georgia's not transactional, right? Kirby, I'm kidding. That was a funny line. Jordan, really appreciate you being with us tonight. Enjoy catching up with you each and every year. And definitely let's get together when Auburn and Alabama play Georgia later on this year.
Absolutely. Be happy to do it.
All right. Thank you so much. Jordan Hill with Dogs 24/7. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. With 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About 20 more minutes. About 40 more minutes left. 20 minutes after the hour, I should say. 40 more minutes left.
You're the weirdest way of doing the time.
I just looked at it. I misspoke. It happens.
No,
get over it.
But all the time you're like, this is Andy and Luke. We're back here. We've got 12 minutes left in the first hour of the first segment of the show.
I usually say we've got one more segment left in the first hour of tonight's program. There are 2 hours to the program, which you are so fond of remembering. But we appreciate all of you out there being with us, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter who you pull for. About 40 more minutes left in tonight's program. We appreciate all of you out there being with us, and we want to thank JR's Sports Bar and Grill for being one of our great sponsors. It's a great place to get some great food in downtown Alexander City. They're kind of an institution here, been here in the same spot for about 26 years now, I think. Great food, great people, great atmosphere there at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. People come from far and yon to come and eat there.
Okay. I agree. I would.
I would. Okay. Lot of news coming through here. You want? Anyone you want to tackle?
Well,
first?
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but apparently the USFL is moving it sounds like the 4 most popular franchises. I know Memphis and Michigan and Birmingham.
Who's won, 3 titles?
Yeah, 3 of the 4. And they're moving Birmingham? That was the one that, I don't know. Okay. But the ratings seem to be pretty good in Birmingham. They always are for football. What are they doing? I know what they're doing. They're about to fold.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. I hadn't looked at it. Have they been trying? Have they been breaking even at least?
Honest to God, I don't know that. I know that when Birmingham was playing, now look, if it was Michigan playing Memphis, I probably wasn't watching it. But if Birmingham was on TV, I was probably watching it. I would have gone to more Birmingham games. I just didn't. I just did. I got an 8-year-old and it's tough.
Sure.
And she's always doing.
She's a
soccer.
good excuse.
Yeah, she's a good excuse. It works out. I can blame it on her. She can't. She's in bed. What's she gonna do? But I just come on, man. What a crappy news day for if you like sports around here.
Well, why is it that when somebody looks at like an XFL or a USFL or any spring football that has ever been tried, and they look at it and say, well, it lasts for a couple of years and then it goes away. And they say, well, what happened? They declared bankruptcy. They never made any money. It was unsustainable. Why is it that every human on the face of the earth looks at that and goes, yeah, I get it. But yet when somebody like Stephen Colbert gets fired when his show loses $40 million a year, and there are people legitimately that look at that and think it's something criminal. I don't understand. Do people not understand the fiscal realities of
I think
life?
People get blinded. Okay.
Or the WNBA. There's many things that don't make money.
All right, I'm about to go off on some rants. First of all, America as a country, we love football so much that every now and again, even brilliant people go, I wonder if it'd work in the spring. I wonder if I did something different. It's not going to work in the spring. It's just not.
Never has.
I wish it wore summer. I wish it would. I think it'd be great. But it's so hot. You got so much going on. And meanwhile, now you've got to follow recruiting all the time. I'd much rather follow recruiting than go to a Birmingham Stallions game. Much rather. And I don't mean that as a shot at the Stallions. I think that's fun stuff. But that's just me personally. Now, the WNBA stuff, I'm going to go off on that for a second. The WNBA All-Star game was the other day. They wore shirts that pay us what we're owed.
Pay us what you owe us.
Pay us what you owe us, whatever. You're losing money hand over fist, right?
I'm not sure who you is.
Well, meaning the WNBA.
No, with the shirt.
Yeah.
Who is you?
Who is you? again, this is not about equality. And in fact, it's like the product is sort of unwatchable at times. Caitlin Clark is the other thing that's hilarious about the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is the most marketable player you have by a long shot. And the rest of the WNBA appears to hate her. And I don't understand it, and it makes no sense. It's funky. So it's very difficult. And then Caitlin Clark wears the same shirt as everybody else, so she probably lost some fans because everybody's like, hey, the WNBA relative to NBA, NFL, whatever, is a young league, especially considering, hey, it started out, you knew this was going to lose money from the start. Like, there was no doubt about it. And it continues to lose money.
It's a forced league.
Yeah, now it's losing a little less than it used to, but it's still losing money. So if there were real business sense out there, you'd probably cancel the whole thing. But it would be so un-PC that you can't do it. I'm fine with it if the league's working, or if the NBA wants to subsidize WNBA. I don't care. I'm not mad at them. But I think it's disingenuous for players to be like, pay us what you owe us. Now, I'll say this. I was a little shocked to see, like, Caitlin Clark's making apparently like $80,000 a year, which is about, what – I mean, In-N-Out had a tweet like, hey, you can make more being an In-N-Out store manager than you can. Okay. And again, that's fine, but if you're losing money, it's not a bad gig. And Caitlin Clark's also making a lot of money in endorsements and all these other things. So I'm not worried about Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese or any of the other players. But, it'd be great if the league got better ratings and made a lot of money. I'd have no problem with it whatsoever. But it's not. And then go back to Stephen Colbert. I'm like you. He's not funny. Now, I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are, just about every friend I have on Facebook is either super liberal or super conservative, because that's what everybody has to be now, right? There's no place for anybody in the middle. And I mean, the super liberal friends, I can't believe, this is so political. And the super conservative friends, I mean, it's a business decision. Now, I'm going to lean with the conservative people on this particular issue because I think it is. He was losing $40 million a year. Now, did Trump and did he use some influence because there's some deal with Paramount and all these other things that they want to make happen? Potentially. But if you're losing $40 million a year or whatever it is that they said he was losing.
Now, I hadn't seen the books, but that's what the word is.
So, I mean, why are we worried about it? Meanwhile, everybody's like, comedy's dead. I don't know. I just read a tweet where South Park, the creators of South Park, are getting $1.5 billion from Comedy Central to continue their show. So comedy's not dead. There's plenty of money to be made in comedy, but you have to be funny. And see, that's what Stephen Colbert, everything Colbert did was, every interview was, isn't Trump awful? Isn't he the worst? And again, I don't care if you dislike Trump. I don't care if you love Trump. You just get sick of the same old crap all the time. Like, I don't want to have a bunch of liberal guests come on and tell me how awful everything is. No more than I want to have a super conservative host bring on a bunch of super conservatives and tell them how awful Barack Obama or Joe Biden was. I don't want to hear any of that. Let's have some variety.
Well, I mean, look, Johnny Carson, every late night host up until now has always, Johnny Carson made fun of Richard Nixon. He made fun of Joe Biden. He made fun of everybody. David Letterman. Now David Letterman got political later in his career, but when he started out and up until the last few years, they made fun of everybody. Makes fun of the president, and it's funny in the monologue. And then you go and have some hot girl or some famous star, and that's the whole point. It's entertainment. But they carry it over now. That was Adam Schiff. That was the guest. That was the number one guest. That was not the third guy that you bring on for 5 minutes. This was the number one guest.
Who wants to hear Adam Schiff talk about anything? I mean that sincerely. Any more than I want to hear any super Republican talk about anything. I don't want them to come on a late night talk show when I'm trying to go to bed, and I don't want to have
politician at all ever.
Yeah.
So that was just, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead.
But it does all tie in.
It does, no doubt. Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more right after this.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. With 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best in zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice. Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. For any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. The All-SEC, we didn't talk about that too much, but surprised that they actually had Arch Manning third team All-SEC? Or do you think they had to put him there?
I think that was just, again, number one, it's dumb to have a third team. It's just dumb to have a second.
You don't think there's three really good quarterbacks in the SEC?
No, I think it's dumb to have if you want to do it, have a first team. Why have a second and third team? And in fact, think of how much more talk that generates. If you don't have anybody else, you could be like, how can you not have Arch Manning first team? How can you not have Garrett Nussmeier first team? How could you not have John Mateer first team? Whatever.
You want me to tell you why they do it that way?
To make everybody happy?
Because you have a starter, you have a backup, you have a third team on the team.
Yeah, but that's just dumb. I mean, really, we've got to go ahead and preseason predict who's going to be the third team left guard?
Now, look, I think there's so much talent in the SEC that you could arguably say any of the three are the number one guy?
Well, you could say, I mean, again.
The number 4 or 5 could be the number one guy.
DJ Lagway. Diego Pavia. John Mateer.
You got a problem with Lenore Sellers being number 1?
Well, I would put Garrett Nussmeier. I mean, I just feel like he's the better quarterback. I think Lenore Sellers is sort of like the Pickin' Vandy number. It's not as crazy as Pickin' Vandy number 1, but it's sort of like, I'm gonna try and go out there, and then the next thing you know, he won. You're like, oh, I wasn't as out there as I thought.
Well, apparently a lot of people
I know,
tried to do that. So.
Okay, but I'm all right with it. It's. I think you're splitting hairs, but I would put Garrett Nussmeier. I don't think it's criminal.
Did you realize Georgia had the most elite special teams in the history?
I mean, Jesus, they have like the all first team.
Every spot is from Georgia.
Well,
place kicker, punter, long snapper, kick specialist.
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, how many people do you think that voted knew the long snappers? That's the thing. And it's like, when in doubt, just pick the Georgia guy right now.
I guess so. Any other ones, anything just outrageous that you thought anybody get snubbed? Or
who were the running backs?
Ryan Williams and Cam Coleman were your 2 first-teamers, wide receivers.
I'll tell you, I was a little I almost would have put Eric Singleton 1.
Really?
Over Cam Coleman.
I'm surprised Ryan Wingo wasn't number 1.
Okay, I'm fine. I would have probably put Ryan Wingo over 2. That's a good point. I mean, they were going to put Ryan Williams. Cam Coleman came on a little bit late.
I think they're looking at potential.
I was going to say, I think the potential's there. But that's another thing, is like, are you picking on potential or are you picking on what you've done? Because it feels like they mix it up to whatever they want it to be.
True.
So if you're looking on what you've done, I mean, shoot, I think Pavia's got to be over Arch Manning. I think
over what you've done, yeah. I mean, that guy. I mean, well, his stats are not—they're not overwhelming at all. But
he's
the dude
winning
just
at Vanderbilt.
wins.
He's winning.
The
at
dude
Vanderbilt.
just wins.
I mean, Jay Barker threw for 20 some odd or 18 yards in a national championship game, and he still gets a ton of credit for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. The running backs were – who were the running backs here? Was it Jay Knott?
I don't have it.
First team?
And no, I think he was second or third.
But the Texas running back was one of them. I know.
Yeah. I can't – I'm doing it off road.
Again, I think you get to a third team and you're just like, okay, just throw it against a wall. So why even do it? I mean, I don't like any of the – if Phil Steele does a 4th-team All-American team, I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, he's got a lot of time on his hands.
He does.
And this is what he does.
And he is awesome. I mean, I'm not saying he's not awesome. I'm just saying that's just – it feels like –
I imagine him like with this giant computer as big as a room.
Yeah.
And he just goes in there, closes the door, and he's like in there for 2 weeks. He doesn't eat or
2
sleep.
months.
So, that's how that works.
Look, I think it's one thing I did make from an Alabama perspective. There were no Alabama defensive backs. There was no Alabama player on the preseason first team All-SEC for the first time since like the 80s.
Wow. And Keldrick Faulk was.
Yeah. Well, he should be.
Yeah, I think so.
But, my thought was –
they had 2 defensive linemen in the second team, I believe. Keenan and
LT Overton.
Yeah.
Now, I think – by the end of the year, the other thing was there was no Alabama secondary player. Well, I take that back. I think Damani Jackson may have been second team. But I believe that there'll be either a Bray Hubbard. Well, Bray Hubbard and Keon Sapp, I think, were third team. Now, I'm trying to remember it, trying to go off memory.
Yeah.
But I feel like another Alabama cornerback will be, if they do 3 teams, Zabian Brown, somebody like that may be involved. And then, of course, the other thing that's kind of silly about this, you never know what freshman is going to just pop onto the scene. And, I mean, like last year, nobody's putting Ryan Williams in there, and he ends up All-SEC. So, I don't know. I just think it's just stuff for us to talk about.
True.
But I would have put Garrett Nussmeier 1. I might have put Jay Knott on the first team if he wasn't. I can't remember who else would have been if it wasn't him.
Only problem with that, and he mentioned it, that Auburn has played Cal twice. He barely played in either game. He's always hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point. But he is playing behind a Cal offensive line.
True. Yeah, but he is really good. He's very talented.
He's a good player.
All right, we got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. More to come right after these messages.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Illinois Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dadeville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only a couple more segments left in tonight's show. Thank you for all of you out there being with us. Thank you to our guests tonight. And we'll kind of wrap things up with a little rank 'em, as we often do. Happy birthday, Danny Glover, born on this day, 1946. 79 years old, Danny Glover now. Witness, 1985. Harrison Ford, Kelly McGillis, great movie. He goes off to Amish country to hide out. Danny Glover's one of the henchmen that come out and try to kill him. But he plays a bit part, but nonetheless, he's in that movie prominently. One of his first roles, I believe. Silverado, one of my favorites,
That's
1985, I believe. Tremendous cast. Kevin Costner's in that, Scott Glenn, Brian Dennehy. A young Jeff Goldblum, just a cast of many. I mean, just a very, very, very good Western, probably very underrated as well. Lethal Weapon, 1987 classic, Mel Gibson.
Lethal Weapon 4 is still one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's kind of like the Jaws. They got worse as they went.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that first one was outstanding. Predator 2. Predator 2, I think a little underrated. It was not nearly as good as the first one, but it still
sort of
was
set
pretty
the
good.
stage for the Predator universe, though.
Yeah, it did. 1990.
Because there were more Predators. You were like, at first you were just like, oh, it's just one of these guys.
And you got a look inside the ship at the trophy case.
Yeah.
And it had the alien skull, and it had all these other weird, alien. They could go in so many different directions.
Yeah.
So it opened up, like you said, a whole different universe. And here's probably one that a lot of people haven't seen, Switchback with Dennis
I might
Quaid.
put that first.
Ooh.
Let
He
me tell
plays
you,
a serial killer, Danny Glover does,
and
he is chilling.
He was chilling, and it was the first time we had seen a black serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, you think serial killer, you think odd-looking white dude.
Yeah.
And so it was mind-blowing. And it was just weird to see, and what a great twist. I mean, wasn't there a big sequence on a train?
Yeah. In through like the snow-capped
Alps or
mountains.
something. Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, there's one, just a hint of it, just a little snippet. I mean, this is the kind of guy he was. In the movie, I mean, he seems like a regular guy. And he acts like a regular guy. He's not one of these just weird guys that they say, well, he never said a word. No, he was very gregarious. And he knows this guy, this old friend of his. And he sees him, and they catch up, and he's, he blows through every now and then, and they've spent, they've known each other for years. He's his friend. And it's something clicks, something switches in his mind. He said he just got to kill somebody. He kills his friend for no reason whatsoever, just to kill him because he has to. It is, and that's who he is. But
did you ever watch Dexter?
Yes, I'm in like season 5.
It's
season
good.
5 or
So
6.
have you gotten to the John Lithgow?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, he is creep city.
Like Dexter was sort of on again, off again, good. Although Dexter's girlfriend and wife throughout the whole thing is, she's awesome. Julie something.
The blonde.
Her real name is Julie something. I can't remember what her.
Yeah, she was in Angel.
She was in a lot of things.
Yeah,
that's very fitting.
Yeah, yeah, she's fetching.
And but now they've got Dexter Resurrection and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Same sort of thing where, I mean, what a great premise. Dexter he's a blood analyst and a crime scene specialist. Working with blood spatter and everything, so he knows exactly what to do if you needed to be a serial killer.
He only kills bad people. He's got a code.
And you know what? I mean, we need
clearly what he's doing's wrong.
We need some more Dexters. I don't know.
You find yourself kind of rooting
every
for
episode
him.
he's killing a pedophile or a human trafficker or a rapist, a serial rapist. I mean, that's not the worst thing.
It's not. Okay, so you're putting Switchback possibly in an upset, number 1?
Because it's so mind-blowing.
Okay. That's some really good movies there.
Okay.
Predator 2's last, even though it's not a bad movie.
No, it's not a bad movie. It's the worst of that bunch.
All right, Don Henley, happy birthday tonight. He's one of the few Eagles that's still alive. Born on this day, 1947. All right, these are bands, similar bands. Rank these bands. The Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, Steve Miller Band, the Allman Brothers, and Steely Dan. Now
as a Bammer, I will bump Steely Dan up for they call Alabama. They got a name for the winners of the world, and they call Alabama the Crimson Tide. But he's second to last.
He'd
Miller,
be dead last for me.
Yeah, Steve Miller Band is last. Allman Brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, big old jet airliner.
I love it.
Joker.
I love it, but I got to bump Steely Dan up.
Good grief.
I love all that. Space Cowboy, love all that.
They call me the gangster of love.
They call me gangster of love. I mean, I'm down with it. But
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. But I'm going to go Fleetwood Mac 1.
Wow.
Eagles 2.
Okay.
I went to see Fleetwood
Allman
Mac
Brothers
in concert.
3.
It was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no
It was
question.
good. And the Eagles, you know, they were at the Sphere in Vegas, and I don't think they are. I think they're done now, but I would have loved to have gone and seen them there, but it just and now the Sphere has a bunch of crap. The Sphere has turned into like nothing but Grateful Dead tribute bands, and I can't go there and deal with all that.
Look, man, I know this is probably sacrilege, but I'd put Steve Miller one.
Come on. Come on.
If I'm listening to the radio, this is the guy. These are the songs that I'm listening to over and over. I'd put the Eagles second. I'd put the Allman Brothers third. I'd put Fleetwood Mac fourth. I'd put Steely Dan fifth.
The hell's wrong with you?
I think everything's right with me.
Lindsey Buckingham on What's Up With That in Saturday Night Live?
I'm not. None of these are bad.
I know, but you're out of your mind.
No,
this is why we don't need to rank any more than two teams.
Probably true. Okay, one more really cool. No, I take that back. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish it out with that. Don't go anywhere. One final segment on the way right after this.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. We'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll call it a night. Happy birthday today, Willem Dafoe.
He's
Weird guy, but he's a good actor.
He's great.
Born on this day, 1955. To live and die in L.A. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I had never seen it before. I heard about it for years. Finally watched it like about a month or so ago. Intense.
Yeah,
Everything that it was billed to be.
Yeah.
There's some I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there is a shocking ending to this thing. It is,
but it's fun. It's a ride, man. Yeah, it's a ride. That's what I like. That's why I love Switchback.
Yeah. Platoon.
That's great.
That's another. The man only really does gritty parts.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Mississippi Burning.
Again,
with Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, yeah.
Great Gene Hackman. Great movie. I mean, takes place in, obviously, he's dead. And died a pretty horrible death, from what I understand. He played the Green Goblin, Spider-Man. The original Spider-Man.
And I love, he's a perfect Norman Osborn.
Perfect. I mean, and finally, Born on the 4th of July. He and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Another really good movie.
I'm probably putting Born on the 4th of July last. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I would probably.
Because he was so good. Platoon's a better movie, but because he was so good as Green Goblin, I might put that one.
The laugh, the everything. He was perfect.
And, I mean, he sort of overacted it, which if you ever followed the comic, like Green Goblin always had this, like, menacing smile and, like, over-the-top sort of like Marvel's answer to the Joker in a way. I thought he was great.
He even had the look, too. He's a weird-looking dude.
He is a weird
but
he does a great Saturday Night Live does their parody commercials, and that Mega T or whatever it is, the testosterone commercial that always has Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie saying very awkward things. Willem Dafoe was in there for one of them.
Like it too.
And he just kept saying the most awkward stuff, and it just coming out of his mouth, you're like, oh God. I mean, you don't like cringeworthy comedy, but I mean, it was cringe. It's hilarious.
Well, I love Airplane cringeworthy. Have you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah,
but you need to see I can't believe you still haven't gotten into The Office.
I'll never get into The Office.
Please just try it.
I've tried it. I've seen episodes.
Oh well, I mean,
it just does not pique my interest. I'm sorry.
Just watch the first 6 seasons.
I'll spend half my life.
Michael Scott said, "I love inside jokes.
I don't
hope to be a part of one someday."
Not sure I have that much time left. I'm not going to spend it watching The Office. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We appreciate all of you out there being with us. Be sure to join us next Tuesday, same time, same channel. He is Luke Robinson. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
The Honda Summer Event is going on now at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga. Hit the road with the hottest ride. Plus, every vehicle we offer comes with a Sarah promise, like a new 2025 Honda Civic Sedan, leased for $289 a month, or a new 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, leased for $369 a month, or like a 2025 Ridgeline, leased for $359 a month. Your ultimate summer wheels await at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.